everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a Memorial Day weekend, Friday. Can you dig it, Paulie?
I can, baby.
Oh, baby. Devin, Dixon, Paul Ratliff in for the drive. Greetings, salutations here from the Findlay Hyundai Studios. And exciting news for our listeners out there. Starting this weekend at Findlay Hyundai, any new car purchase, $1,000 gas card coming your way. So go check it out. See if you like the Tucson, the Santa Fe, the stunning new designed Palisade or Palisade Hybrid, the little Elantra that gets Pauly 58 miles per gallon, plus $1,000 gas card. That'll get you going down the road all summer long. Go check it out. Exit 13, the Sienna Hills Auto Mall, Findlay Hyundai. We are fired up today. We'll talk NBA. We'll talk NHL. Another game day today for the VGK, trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead out in Denver. We've got the WAC baseball tournament. We've got the 5A, 6A baseball tournament being played up north that I've been keeping tabs on. But by the way, Paulie, I had multiple texts last night. And this is just a side note. This should make you feel good. And we had multiple. I'm saying multiple. And they said, hey, these announcers on the 5A and 6A, they're trying, they're great, they're fine. But, man, you guys do such a great job. Like, I got more compliments from the 4A state baseball tournament last night while people were watching the 5A game. And that was a good game. Good game. So that was hey, kind words. You know, sometimes we don't say it enough in our business, but we love our job. We love our job. We have fun calling games, and it's tough. Yeah. That's not a sprint. That's a marathon up there at the baseball state championships. Paulie and I did 16 games. I think I was on the mic for 14 of the 16.
Yeah.
I was running a camera and a cell phone to do mic'd up stuff on the other two. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's rewarding. And it's nice to get some feedback and some compliments. And nice. Boy, oh boy, it was pretty easy for us because we had Snow Canyon win the state championship over a region rival in Desert Hills. And we had the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, the third team left standing, the defending champs from a year ago. So pretty familiar with the local teams that are so dominant in baseball. Speaking of baseball, what a day for Utah Tech baseball. It was bittersweet, but they are still alive at the WAC baseball tournament. The Blazers are still alive, Paulie. You and I think you were watching. Yeah. It sounded like you were watching.
I was watching the first game. I didn't catch the Abilene game.
Well, you had to stay up past midnight to watch the finish of the Abilene game. It didn't start till after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mountain time. But Utah Tech loses a heartbreaker in 14 innings. Talk about a marathon. A heartbreaker, and they lose to CBU in the quarterfinal round. And the loss moved the Trailblazers, kind of what we saw last week with the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. They had to go, after they lost to Desert Hills back on Monday at bracket play, they had to go down to the one-loss side of the bracket.
Yeah.
And, look, it was a hell of a game. Down 5-4 after 8 innings. They push across the tying run with 2 outs in the top of the 9th, and they force extra innings. And then from there, it just kept going and going and going. And then you think they're going to win it, Paulie. They break through in the 14th. They get a pair of runs. They got a 7-5 lead, only to have the lead go away. Yeah. And then capped off a 5-run inning. The CBU kid hits a Matt Chavez 3-run home run to walk it off.
Yeah, it was a tough one. You get that 7-5 lead, and you're kind of thinking that they might pull this off and defeat one of the top seeds in the WAC. And they had them on the ropes. The Lancers were on the ropes, but their offense just shined through in that final frame, and they get the big W in a marathon game. I mean, that game, it didn't feel like it was ever going to end. The way those two teams wanted it so bad, no one wanted to give up the final out to end their season, but it didn't end their season. Obviously, Utah Tech in the double elimination, but and to respond in the double elimination game against Abilene and win. I mean, it sets up a huge game today, realistically against Sac State. I mean, that's the biggest game of the season. Every game from now on, because you already suffered that one loss in a double elimination tournament, you are playing with your back against the wall, desperation, whatever you want to use, whatever term you want to use, because they got to give everything they got today. Today is all that matters. One game today at 4 p.m.
Yeah. I mean, in that 14-inning marathon, Utah Tech 16 hits. Miller Durham goes 4 for 7. Stewart tripled and doubled twice, 3-hit day. Manwaring, Pyle, Soto Jr. all had 2 safe hits in the game, multi-hit game for them, but they lose. And I'm sure Coach Fate, had a situation there where he had to decide how long he could ride Ryan Krapel. And Krapel ended up pitching from the 9th all the way into the 14th inning. He's your closer. He comes over from third base.
You trust him.
He was unbelievable. And I was kind of sitting there going, after they tied it, I was like, okay, are you going to come with somebody else? But I got to believe that was a conversation where Coach Fate said, this is our guy. We're riding with him. And he wants the ball in this spot. And unfortunately, Chavez hit that 3-run home run. And so then your back's against the wall, like you alluded to, and you go to that nightcap. And Abilene Christian, you had just swept them at home. So you're kind of confident going into that game, knowing you just took 3 off of them. You started, though, with Martinez, a little shaky, got you through 4. They brought Brock Roundy in. And then they grabbed a 6-4 lead when Roundy was on the bump. Huge strikeout for Roundy with runners in scoring position. And so when the dust settles about midnight last night local time, Utah Tech wins over Abilene Christian 6-5. Petey Soto. Let's play this clip. This is Petey going, and this was kind of when they were chipping away. I think this was in the 4th or the 5th inning, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the bottom of the 5th inning. I was watching this game live last night, and he nearly hits this one off the scoreboard.
Exactly sharp here, but he's just quietly matriculating through this offense. Just 4 hits given up. A blast by Petey, and he goes yard to get one back at the base of the scoreboard.
How about Petey Soto?
Good little contingency of Trailblazer fans there, as I can see on the clip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was Ashley, Bear, and Colby right there on that with the cowbells out ringing you just saw.
Oh, okay.
That's Coach's wife and daughters.
Oh, nice.
But there was a group around them of, 20, 30 Trailblazer fans. It's not a huge contingent down there, but there was some fans down there. I was talking with a buddy of mine. He had to go to San Diego this week. He's all bummed because he's got a soccer tournament for his daughter. So he's alumni of Utah Tech baseball, lives down in the Mesa area, and couldn't even get to the game because he was out of town. I had a thought of going down there, and if they win today, I've still got that thought resonating. Maybe zip down to Mesa this weekend. Like, this is a fun team to watch, Paulie. I mean, the 3 seed. They move into another elimination game today with the 6-5 win after the 14-inning heartbreaking loss. They'll play the 4 seed Sac State this afternoon. It'll be 4 o'clock. And this is the 6th time in the NCAA era that the Trailblazers have reached the 35-win plateau. They are now 35 wins and 23 losses this year.
Yeah. I got one more from Hudson Manwaring here, as this was the insurance run. They were up 5-4, and this was the add-on for Manwaring here.
Ball game. There goes the runner. Ground ball right side. Soto scores easily. With the man running, McDaniel goes first to third, and the hit parade. It's a 5-4.
Yeah.
The hit parade.
Like the hit parade.
Yes, indeed. Naone had a nice squeeze down the third baseline with the bases loaded. Hudson Manwaring had that single on that next pitch, which scored Soto. That was a big insurance run. And then the bullpen took over. I mentioned Brock Roundy. He gets credit for the win. Senior, he just walked out there with his parents. This is a kid we watched and called games for when he prepped at Pineview, went off to Lewis and Clark, then came back to his hometown to play his last couple of years of college baseball. Hitting 91, 92 pretty consistently. He was really good. Easton Brooks comes in and gets the save. The Roundy Brooks back end combined to limit Abilene Christian to only 1 run and 2 hits over the final 3 innings. And both of the runs that they scored off of Brock Roundy were unearned runs. The Blazers committed 4 errors and still won. That is an unusual defensive letdown day for Coach Fate and the guys. They do not. That's a season high. They don't commit 4 errors in baseball games. This team is really good defensively.
They're sharp normally.
They just had a couple of bad breaks. Yeah, kind of out of character. Just, baseball can be a little bit, fluky sometimes, bounce this way, bounce that way. One was Roundy's fault himself. It was a comebacker to him. He's got an easy throw over to first on a bunt. Yeah. And he just kind of, when you take a little off of it instead of just fire it, it sails on you. Yeah. That's kind of what happened on the throw to first. So that one was on Roundy, but then was another one on the third baseman, Ryan Crapo or Naoni. I can't remember who, one of them. But 8 different Trailblazers had at least 1 hit, and Utah Tech out-hit ACU 11-9. Big time win. And now you're down to 4 teams left. Cal Baptist and Tarleton State. They'll play tonight. And then you've got a situation where the winner of this game today at 4 o'clock Mountain Time on ESPN Plus will play the loser of the CBU Tarleton State game. And then, of course, you'd have to beat them twice to get into the championship. Yeah. And they're coming through that one-loss side. They don't have the gimme game. Yep. CBU and Tarleton State are in the catbird seat, so to speak. And the winner of that game, straight to the WAC championship. Yeah. So it's going to be, I don't know if you have the bracket handy. You can pop up the bracket for our viewers on our live stream this morning. If you haven't noticed, if you're up at the office, you can watch the show with us every single morning. Just go to the Fan Sports Network YouTube page, give us a subscribe, and then you can watch everything going on. But they are still alive. That is the fact of the matter. And they are fighting and scratching. And to lose a 14-inning marathon game, the longest game in the NCAA 20 years, right? 06 was when we went and left the JUCO ranks and made the jump to Division II and became an NCAA team. 20 years, that is the longest baseball game in 20 years. In the NCAA era, I guess you would say. So, shout out to Coach Fay. They're fighting. Shout out Brock Roundy, Petey Soto, Tank Kelly, the Region 9 guys. Shout out to all the Trailblazers. They are fighting like crazy, and we want to see them in a regional. It was kind of like one of those situations.
I mean, I don't think they've updated the bottom. They've got Sac State, but they don't have Utah Tech on the bottom advancing.
It was late. It was late last night.
All right.
Yeah, it was late last night. But Tech will play Sac State. That will be the 3 o'clock time today, but that's 4 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yeah.
And then the other game is at 11 a.m. between CBU and Tarleton State.
Central, 11 a.m. Central, so that'll be what, noon?
Yep.
Noon Mountain.
And they could be spinning around playing a doubleheader. If they beat Sac State, they got to turn around and they got to play again against the loser of the CBU Tarleton State. So they could be playing 2 again today. Now, the pitching staff is going to be on watch. How deep is this staff for Coach Fate and the Trailblazers, Paulie?
Yeah. It'll be tested.
Yep.
All these conference tournaments, single elimination, double elimination, the most important thing is pitching. So, Gotta have it.
All right, led with that because that's happier news. But when we come back, we're off and running here, and we'll come back with the heavy news. Kyle Busch passed away yesterday. We'll also get into Montreal does it again, and the Knicks roll. That all coming up when we come back on the Fan Sports Network. We're going to Feel Good Friday. Keep your ears on. Welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive. Kyle Rowdy Busch passed away yesterday. 6 years younger than I am, Paulie. This was kind of an eye-popping... It was an eye-popping one for NASCAR. It had to be gut-wrenching for the family, the friends, the other race car drivers. I saw my buddy Jeff Motley, who's a good friend of mine that worked at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for years and years and years, and watched Kyle grow up at the bull ring. And he put on his Facebook page or Instagram page, I can't remember, And he just said, the only picture of me and Kyle after a win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, he's like, he always asked me to take a picture with him and the trophy, but I never did. But on this one day in 2009, I jumped in there. I'm so glad I did when he asked me to. Rest in peace, Rowdy Bush. Kind of a message. It was longer than that. I'm paraphrasing here. But like this one kind of hit close to home. NASCAR, Richard Childress Racing, the Bush family jointly announced that he died yesterday at age 41. Earlier the same day, the family had said he was hospitalized with a severe illness and he wouldn't be in the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend. Multiple reports say that he became unresponsive when he was using a racing simulator in North Carolina. So he was in the sim practicing and passed out. Is what we're hearing. Yeah. And right now, we don't know the cause of death. I have not seen anybody publicly release any cause of death at this point in time.
Just saying severe illness.
Severe illness. We do not know, and we might not until the autopsy report comes back on what has caused us to lose Rowdy Bush. But two-time NASCAR Cup champion. He won the Cup in 15 and 2019. 63 wins in his Cup career. Ranks right up among the all-time leaders. Of course, I think I remember him as durable because across NASCAR's 3 series, 234 total victories, which if you add them up between the trucks, the Xfinity, and the Cup, that is the most ever total wins across NASCAR's 3 national series. 234 wins. He raced for Hendrick, Joe Gibbs, and now most recently Richard Childress. I saw Denny Hamlin and other drivers and public figures, reacting yesterday to the news with shock and condolences. And we haven't heard from Samantha and their children, Brexton and Lennox, yet, but obviously they've got to be just absolutely devastated and heartbroken. There have been false internet death hoaxes involving Bush in past years. Yeah. Even back to 2008, there was a rumor, but it was obviously false and debunked. But this is real. This is not fake news. And when he won the other day, the truck race, this is about a minute clip. This is post-race. This is after him winning, I think it was the Truck Series race a week ago. Yeah. And this is what he...
Because you never know when the last one is, So I know all too well, unfortunately, with the Cup stuff. But, here with the truck stuff right now is it's awesome just to be a part of Spire Motorsports. Thanks to Jeff and Dan and Mr. H for the opportunity. HendrickCars.com. I'm sure it looked great out front leading the race, and it wasn't just Kyle Larson doing it. So, feels good to have another Kyle being able to do it and putting ourselves in victory lane. So, love coming to Dover. Always one of my favorite places to race, and definitely some managing of the fuel there, managing of the tires there, and it was an interesting, just kind of strategic battle, I guess, from the driver's seat. And, thanks to all the fans. Appreciate everybody for being here at Dover and the Monster Mile for All-Star Weekend. We thank you, and hopefully we have another great O'Reilly race tomorrow and an even better Cup race on Sunday.
You never know when it's going to be your last. That rings so loud a week and a half later.
Yeah, it does.
Kyle,
really sad.
Kyle Thomas Bush.
Yep.
May 2nd, 1985. He was born into a racing family. His dad, Tom, was a mechanic who raced locally, and then him and his wife left Illinois and moved to Las Vegas. Kurt was 7 years older than him, and he kind of set that benchmark, big brother benchmark, in racing, and then Kyle was always trying to chase Kurt.
Yeah.
And Kurt set the bar high, and then Kyle followed the same steps his brother did, going up the racing ladder from family go-karts on makeshift tracks to cul-de-sacs to parking lots to the legend cars at the Vegas Bull Ring before the move to late model competition. Kurt hinted at the impact his brother would make in 2001. He said, "You think I'm a pretty good race car driver? Wait till you see my brother. He's the best driver in the family." That was in 2001. And that would have been, 1996. And that would have been Kyle would have been 11 years old at that point in time.
Yeah, they got a clip here of one of Darrell Waltrip's best calls of a Kyle Busch win. So let's get a little listen to this. I think Kyle Busch, I still remember, and he is driving it in this clip, is the M&M car.
M&Ms,
it was very
yes.
iconic.
Yep.
So let's take a look and listen of Darrell Waltrip's call of one of Kyle Busch's wins.
Much better restart. There goes
Kyle Busch is going to try to make it 3 wide in the middle, and I think he's going to make it work.
I told you he would go inside of the 17.
And he's going to get the run on the high side. He'll get the lead down the back straightaway.
Come on.
That was awesome.
Adios, boys. He got him a set of goodbyes on his car.
Wild Thing makes the move up the middle.
I knew he would.
Wow.
He's a restart. He is a restart.
If I can't get him on the high side, I'll get him
Take him
through
on
the
the
middle.
bottom. I knew he'd do that.
Jeff Gordon goes after him.
Now he's going to have his hands full with that 24 car.
And here comes Stewart. Tony Stewart wants a piece of this.
Whoa, the 17 almost lost it getting into one that time.
And he looks like he's going to lose some spots because of it.
Looked like that little shim job wasn't quite enough.
And Ryan Newman, who at one point was nearly 2 laps down.
Uh-oh,
is
look
up there
out,
fighting for the
boys.
win.
Got to fight for the lead here.
Here comes Gordon on the bottom, the 24 car. They're side by side. 8 to go.
Drag race.
I don't think it's the win,
24.
but
He's out there.
Look at the run that 39 car got. I mean, he ran up on some hard. He had to jump out of the gas 3 wide in 2.
Oh, boy, here we go. This is going to be tight right here.
But they make it, and Stewart closes right
Oh,
up.
and a nice little bump draft down the back at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
You
Way
won't
to go.
see that except in the All-Star race. Newman all the way up against the wall. There's still 3
He's
wide.
got him. He's got him.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
we
we go.
go.
Keep your foot in it. Keep your foot in it.
Still
Keep your foot in it.
going.
Ah!
Pow.
Unbelievable.
great call.
Gordon,
Great call.
he stuck his nose in there. For those watching the show live, you could see it. For those on radio, you could hear it. I love Darrell Waltrip.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's found his niche, and that is calling races for sure. He's electric.
Yeah, I mean, man, what a great race car driver. Rowdy Busch. I mean, what do you think his legacy is? What do you think that people will remember about Kyle Busch? It's a tough question
Yeah,
the
it
day
is.
after someone passes away.
Yeah. I mean, I think he will be remembered as one of the greatest drivers of all time on the track. Obviously his record speaks for itself. All the wins.
234 across all 3 top
And
levels.
he wasn't too big to do. Like sometimes you see these guys become great Cup Series drivers and they blow the Truck Series out. They don't do it anymore. But he was always loyal to his roots. I always appreciated that about Kyle Busch. He would always participate in the truck race, win the truck race. So I thought he was just a transcendent driver. And then from the fan perspective, you would always hear a smattering of boos for Kyle Busch. He was polarizing to a certain degree. People loved him. People hated him as fans. But at the end of the day, he's one of the greatest drivers of all time. So whether you loved him, hated him as a driver, he was a great dude and a great driver. So I think that's how he should be remembered.
I'm just looking at a picture of him and his son and his daughter after the Truck Series win. This was probably the most recent picture of them in victory lane. It was when he was quoted as saying, "You never know when will be your last." And it's gut-wrenching, man. It's crazy to lose a legend, and we don't know how we lost him or why we lost him. Now, we do know at Watkins Glen, he called for his medical team at that track. That's been pretty well documented. And they always have the infield care center, and he went and immediately got checked out. He was experiencing something was wrong even a couple of weeks ago. And he didn't call for... I think he called for the team's personal doctor. I think they have somebody on site. NASCAR has people on site. He wanted this certain guy. He called for him on the radio.
Yeah.
And he got checked out, though, and released. And then he went and won after that in the truck race a week later. So, I mean, we can sit here in armchair quarterback. We can sit here and guess and try to wheel in on what exactly happened to Kyle Busch. We do not know. Something about his sinuses, something about something. I mean, we could sit here and guess and tell people a lot smarter than you and I, Paulie, come out and figure it out. All we know is Kyle Busch has passed away at age 41.
And like that clip was showing, he was always one of the more courageous and bold drivers. You know, he would always take a shot, whether that means drafting up against somebody, bumping and grinding on the track. You know, he was never afraid to take on anybody in a race car. And I really appreciate that about Kyle Busch as well. So the M&M car, like so many things about him, just iconic. And it is a huge loss for the racing world and just the world in general. He was a great dude. So sad day.
Yeah, and you know, Denny Hamlin is reacted. I'm sure there'll be more quotes they'll come out. I'm sure a lot of the other drivers, like, you know, when you get in a race car that you're taking your life in your hands. I mean, Dale Earnhardt. There's been documented, you know, deaths on the track. I remember I was going to go down to the F1 race when they raced at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I had a lot of friends that went there, and I think it was Dan Weldon was trying to go from the very last spot to first, and if he did, he got $1 million, and then, you know, in turn 2, hit the wall, die. I mean, as a race car driver, you know that any moment, some things are out of your control once you lose control of that car.
That's right.
And, you know, you see the stats. Hey, you're much more susceptible to die in a car accident than you are in a plane accident or on a boat, or, you know, you see all these statistics. But, you know, Denny Hamlin said he was in total disbelief and asked for, you know, people to keep the Busch family in their prayers. Dale Earnhardt Jr. reflected on how their relationship had evolved from rivalry to friendship in later years, saying people often misunderstood Busch's personality because of how intense he was when he was on the track, but he was a fun-loving, lighthearted guy, and he was a family man. Jimmy Johnson said he was one of the fiercest competitors NASCAR has ever seen. Kyle Larson reportedly described Busch. I didn't see this quote, but he said the benchmark and pure racer to the core, saying many young drivers modeled themselves out of the way he was aggressive on the track.
Yeah.
NASCAR has released a statement, said he's a Hall of Famer. So there's a glimpse into that's coming. Unfortunately, he will not be able to be in attendance. Kyle Busch has passed away at the age 41. That was the heavy story today. Our reaction, and now you know. If we get any more breaking news this morning, we will pass it along. Certainly. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Montreal does it again, and the Knicks roll in the Garden. It's The Drive, 7:32 on a Feel Good Friday. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Hope you have big plans to go have some fun with friends and family and get out and enjoy the outdoors, or maybe get out and play around the golf. Show today brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. You can check the tee sheet, coralcanyongolf.com. Or you can call 435-688-1700 Coral Canyon. See what they've got over the weekend. It's fantastic. We'll be right back. my best friend enlisted and served. I've got a lot. My grandpa was in the military as a mechanic in World War II. So, like, there's a little bit of military in the Dixon household. My uncle, a couple of my uncles were in the National Guard. So, Memorial Day, a very special holiday for me, and I hope it is for you. So get out there, be safe, have fun, enjoy. I love seeing the American flags fly. My mom always goes and puts the American flag and a bouquet at my dad's grave. So this was a fun one. You got military. Is Memorial Day a special one for you or not so much?
We didn't have a ton of military in the family, but I still recognize how important the day is to those who do, and I celebrate it just the same. It's an awesome holiday, and it should be celebrated.
Yeah, I love Memorial Day weekend, and a lot of people kind of use it as the kick off to the summer. It's like school's out in Washington County. A lot of people going out on senior trips. A lot of people taking family trips now that school's out, and you get the long weekend. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun, and be safe out there. But thanks for locking us in, loading us up. If you're working all weekend, we recognize you. We shout out to you, the hardworking American that doesn't maybe get those days off. We love it. We're fired up, and good to be in on a Friday, but we will not have a show on a Monday. Real quickly, the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, which is in Scotty Scheffler's backyard where he grew up down there in Texas. They are playing, and Taylor Moore, 9 under, has a one-shot lead over Brooks Koepka. He's out on the course already in his second round. Bunch of guys at 7 under. It is really early. Finau had a pretty good opening round. Of course, he misses the first 2 majors of the year. Tony, trying to get back in the top 50 in the world rankings, has got to start putting some tournaments together. A lot of his major exemptions from some of his good finishes are gone at this point in time. And so he opened with a 4 under round. Taylor Moore has already threw his 2 holes into his second round, but he shot 9 under yesterday. 62, Paulie. Koepka shoots 63. So some really, really low scores at the CJ Cup. We'll see what Tony can do in round 2. He doesn't tee off till, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. He's one of the later tee time, or 12:05 actually. He's just after noon. After shooting an opening round 64th. He starts 80th in the FedEx Cup rankings going into this. In the world rankings, he's down as well. So, some work to do. Patrick Fishburne had a good opening round as well. The other Utah native that's playing in the field. Scotty Scheffler shot 5 under. He tees off at 11:43. Blades Brown is in the field. If any of you diehard golfers, you know this young up-and-coming star's name. You got all the big names playing after the PGA Championship. Jordan Spieth is in the field. Of course, you've got the cut right now to the first round sitting at 3 under. So scores are low down in Texas. Weather is good. These guys are just taking advantage of it, so it's going to be fun. Zach Blair also in the field. Zach will tee off at 12-16. He only shot 1 under 70 yesterday. So he's got some work to do. He's going to have to shoot probably 5 or 6 under if he's going to easily make the cut, depending on where that cut ends up being and what the weather holds for today. I want to go back to last night for just a second to the hockey and the association. And obviously Montreal does it again. And you called this yesterday on the show, Paul. You said, I like the Habs in game 1.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, rest versus rust. Carolina had been off for almost 2 weeks while Montreal was going a grueling 7. That's the second consecutive first and second round series. Montreal is 1-7. And they go out there and just pound the undefeated Carolina Hurricanes and hand them their first playoff loss in their home building. Yeah. And it really wasn't that close.
Wasn't. I mean, Carolina scored the first goal about 2 minutes into the game, and you thought, all right, here they come. I mean, this is the Hurricanes team that's been destined to go to the final for like the last 6 years. They've lost in the conference final every year. So you thought maybe this is the Hurricanes team, undefeated through the first 2 rounds, playing really well. But there's something to be said about a hot goalie and a hot offensive team, and that's what the Montreal Canadiens are right now. This is a clip from last night. This is Slavkovsky with one of the nastiest curl and drag moves I've probably ever seen in my life. And so much so that Sportsnet, the Canadian Hockey Network, did an ISO on it, a nice close-up for us. So let's take a look at this. And this is 1 out of 10. How high of a skill play is this? This is insane.
Maybe it was not as risky if it's a defender. You can see Svechnikov totally goes for it, curls it back, and then that quick move past the pad.
Nasty move. Just a nasty move. And like he just holds it back there,
out of the reach,
taps it to himself, and then he's just one-on-one with Frederick Anderson.
Side.
Yep.
I mean, we had playoff action last night.
Smooth.
We had 2 blowouts in all reality.
Yeah. One
was shocking, not the other one. This was not. I don't know. The Knicks rolling doesn't shock me at home. This one kind of shocked me a little bit that the Habs blew out that easy. 6-2 was the final on the road. Yeah. They scored 4 in the first period alone, flipping the home ice advantage for the 3rd straight series. This team is something else. This team is the model of how to rebuild. Like, Paulie, how quickly has this team rebuilt in Montreal?
Well, they made some big trades. I mean, some of their key players are trade acquisitions, and they've drafted well. So it really adds up to the Habs being a factor again. The original 6 team. I mean, they're one of the, in hockey lore, the Montreal Canadiens are one of the teams, and for them to be back, it's good for the league. It's good for Canadian hockey. Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup, and I can't remember the year it was since they won one. The Habs have the most legitimate shot of any Canadian team I've seen in the last 10 years to win the Cup. Everyone doubts them. Game 7s, they were picked against in both. The whole panel, the experts as they call them, everybody was taking the Lightning in last round in Game 7 at home in Tampa Bay, and Montreal stood tall and won with 9 shots on goal. Like, they've just found ways to win. Their goalie Dobish is really good as well. He's hot right now. And all those qualities add up to a formula that shows the Habs can do this. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're the Avs, the Hurricanes. It doesn't really matter. Hockey, when you're on the ice, it's a 60-minute game. So you got to play all 60 minutes. And, I mean, I think the Habs are one of the most competitive teams that I've seen in the playoffs. I mean, they just never die. So really impressed by them. I think they're going to push this to 7, maybe even beat the Hurricanes, who I took the Hurricanes to win the series, but I did take the Habs to win Game 1. And also took the Knicks to win and cover last night, which they did.
Yeah.
You were on the Cavs.
Yeah, I thought Game 1 where the Cavs had let it slip away, I thought we would see another inspired performance.
Yeah.
And we really just didn't. We saw a blowout. That one I wouldn't have touched, though. But I did think that Cleveland was capable of repeating what they did in Game 1 where it slipped away. And now they are really backs against the wall, down 0-2 going back to Cleveland, where they almost got to win, 2 games, or it will be the New York Knicks. And I'm going to be honest with you. I would not mind seeing the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. Paulie, when was the last time the New York Knicks were in the NBA Finals? It's got to have been 25 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Ewing, or was it John Starks, the John Starks era? I can't even remember the exact year, but it seems like so long ago that the New York Knickerbockers, used to be Knicks and Philly, and Knicks and Lakers, and Celtics and Lakers, and you had all these big rivalries, East Coast versus West Coast, and the Knicks have been.
They were in the finals last time in 1999.
So it has been 27 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for a Knicks appearance in the NBA championships.
It's good for the league. They always say when New York teams are good, it helps. So,
and Jalen Brunson is a dude.
Yeah, is he like a guy that's must watch? I think he's becoming that. I've always thought his game below the rim, he's not the most exciting player to watch, but he is a clutch shooter. He makes big hoops for his team. I mean, he's a guy that I've gotten more and more intrigued by over the years. Because like coming out of Villanova, I didn't really think much of him. I thought he'd be like another Scotty Reynolds or Josh Hart or any of the other Villanova guards. But he really has proven to be one of the best in the NBA at this level. So good for Jalen becoming the player he is today.
109-93 was the final score last night. Knicks were down 3 at the end of the first, so Cleveland did come out with some intensity. But then Knicks had a 4-point lead at half and then stretched that lead up to double digits going to the fourth quarter and then held on from that point on. Josh Hart went off for a career playoff high, 26 points. He had 5 3-pointers.
Yeah.
He was everywhere defensively, too. And Jalen Brunson controlled the game even without a huge scoring night. He had 19 points and 14 assists. Big Cat had 18 and 13, so a nice solid double-double. And really the turning point, I think it was an 18-0 Knicks run in the third quarter that kind of blew this game open after Cleveland had tied it early in the second half. So, Cleveland came out, they were motivated third quarter, and the Knicks said, not at the Garden, not tonight. And they ran away. Donnie had 26, but the offense stalled badly after that run. And Cleveland shoots under 39% from the field and just 9 of 35, Paulie, from the three-point line. 9 of 35 from distance.
Yeah.
And so now what's standing out about the Knicks is 9 straight playoff wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got balanced scoring. Big Cat, Josh Hart was that third scoring, and then obviously Brunson. The defense is becoming elite. And the Madison Square Garden, the ticket prices are climbing. The excitement is climbing. The crowd is losing their mind. They are reaching a 1999 party like it's 1999, Paulie, in the Garden. Come on, man. The Knicks are back, baby. About dang time. Game 3 will shift to Cleveland tomorrow night with the Knicks up 2-0. What odds do you give Cleveland to come back and win this series? I thought they had to split. Yeah. So I'm like
5%,
15% max.
10%. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, unless they can win game 2, you go down 3-1. I mean, Knicks in 6 seems very likely, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the Cavs are done. Go down 2-0, and all the Knicks really got to do is win one of the next 2, and then it's over.
I mean, Cleveland didn't look like they wanted to play defense last night. Like, this
Harden
is the
had
playoffs.
no turnovers. He played a much better game, James Harden.
I don't know. I didn't see the whole game. We went and grabbed some dinner. Uncle Jeff was in town. I didn't feel like it was an intense playoff-type defensive effort from Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, they're just not the team that the Knicks are. I mean, the Knicks have been in this spot, 2 years in a row in the conference final now. So they've been there, done that, and they've got a true leader. I think Donovan Mitchell's a good scorer, but is he a leader? Is he a guy that can push a team to the next stage of the playoffs? Is he a guy that can lead a team when they're down by 10 with 3 minutes left? I truly don't know that about Mitchell. You can see that in Brunson. So
yeah, I mean,
and Mitchell in Utah even was never really. He was Utah's superstar, but I kind of compare him much to Lauri Markkanen. He's a superstar in Utah, but is Lauri Markkanen a superstar around the NBA? And I think Donovan has proved that he's a superstar around the NBA, but it took him a while. And I still feel like if he's going to elevate himself to the next level of stardom, that means stealing some games with some heroics late in games and making big shots and winning road games in MSG. I don't think he's quite ready to be the guy on a team. That's my take on Mitchell. Yeah. I don't think he's ready to be the main dude. I don't think so. I think he needs a big 3 or a supporting cast, and I don't think he really has that. His supporting cast is Evan Mobley and James Harden.
Yeah.
Not going to go far with that group.
Yeah, good stuff. You're right. You're right. We turn our attention back to the West. Man, are you more excited about what the Knicks are doing, or are you more excited about this series in the West between OKC and San Antonio that's tied 1-1?
Probably the series in the West.
Is it Wemby?
Because the Knicks
are winning. Wemby, though?
The Knicks are winning, even though they went to overtime in the first game. They're winning by 8 or 9. I mean, this last game, they win 109-93. I mean, that's a blowout, basically. I mean,
the ESPN analytics right now on the chances to win the NBA Finals, Thunder are 38%.
Yeah.
Then you got the Knicks and the Spurs like 26, 27, 28%.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland way down there.
Yeah, they say that the Knicks have a 35% chance to win the Eastern Conference Finals in a sweep. So there's a real shot at that.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm calling for that. You calling for that?
Not calling for it, but I think it could happen.
Look, I think it's tough to win on the road. You got the fans, you got the whistles. Cleveland has lost 5 straight games in Madison Square Garden. For some reason, it's just a tough place for them to go play. They will. I think they will. We will see. I would take Cleveland in Game 3. What is the line going to be in Game 3? Is it going to be a pick 'em?
No, I don't think so.
You think that the Knicks will still be favored on the road, or do you think Cleveland will be a slight favorite?
I mean, look, I'm
asking you to. I was hoping you would guess before you actually looked it up. I wanted to see your gut thought. You did that to me yesterday, so I thought I would role reverse this today.
Knicks plus 114.
Okay, so
2.5 point spread.
Okay, so Cleveland is home court favorites. Okay,
yeah. I would take the Knicks.
You would take the Knicks
money line. Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're going to sweep.
3-0.
There's a real shot that they can sweep.
3-0. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Show today brought to you by our friends at Game Day Men's Health. Hey, Summer Shred, Tessa Moreland. You get on the Mott's. You get 3 peptides. 3 to get bulked up and shred that unwanted fat. This is a game changer. You get on this for a month. It's a $599 deal. I mean, what is $600 nowadays to look great and get on 3 peptides? It's called the Summer Shred Package. Guys want to go get a consultation, get on this. All you have to do is call or text for your free consult, 435-265-4223. See if it's right for you. While you're there, if you've never got a test of your testosterone, there's a free T-test they offer ongoing at Game Day Men's Health, so you can enjoy the night, enjoy the summer without worrying about it. Get that free T-test or get on that Summer Shred. I'm going to try this for a month, and I'll be telling you how it works, and we'll be talking about it. If you want to do it with me, 435-265-4223. At Game Day Men's Health. Reclaim your game. Call or text free testosterone. Ask about a consult for their Summer Shred. 435-265-4223. Appreciate Summit Athletic Club as well. We are going to be getting into the mini rocks next week. Each rock worth $1,000. Make sure you stop by any Summit location, get your Summit Rock shirt, because when the big rocks come, if you find the rock, it's $5,000 without the shirt. It's $10,000 if you have that shirt. So make sure and get over there to Summit Athletic Club. Hour 2 coming up when we come back. What's up, everybody? It is the Drive. Paulie, how you feeling?
I'm good.
Really good or just good?
Real good, baby.
All right.
Feeling good.
Yeah, me too. Feeling good. We are into hour number 2. Hour 1 just flew by. Just absolutely flew by. We had some recaps on all the things going on in sports, but let's get let's get you a word on my friends at Soda Weight Loss. I've never been a dieter, never really did the whole diet thing, counting calories, feeling deprived, all that. But I was looking for something, and Soda Diet Nutrition came along, and I said, you know what, I could lose 10 pounds. And whether you could let go of 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 or more pounds, here's the thing that sold me. Yes, I went and read not all 9,000, but a lot of the actual reviews about Soda Diet Nutrition. And the thing that got me was the nutritionists, the team of nutritionists, the coaching. Every week, there's accountability. It's like having a coach right there to guide you every step of the way. You can send them a text. Hey, I'm going to be out of town, and I'm going to this restaurant. What can you help me order while I'm out away from the house and not able to, pack your protein bars and your food prep and all those things. If you want to lose weight, you want to look good this summer, Soda Diet Nutrition, they are going to be a game changer. It's no shots, no gimmicks, real food, real results. And the structure is what I love. And man, if you've tried other diets and failed, this is where it stops. This is where it starts with one call and stops. The cycle ends here. Fads don't work. Science and a plan do. So if you are tired of restarting and you're ready to finally finish and you're paying for things that haven't worked and haven't stuck, with Soda, the investment actually ends because you learn how to keep the weight off. Where will you be 90 days from now? SodaDietNutrition.com. Do what I'm doing. Get on it. It's state of the art. Soda has a spring promotion where you join now and your partner joins for free. That's 2 people, real accountability for the price of 1. Again, real food from the store, no pills, no injection. Your nutritionist will coach you through losing weight. You don't guess what to eat. It's not generic meal plans. You're going to have energy, you're going to feel in control, and it can be a game changer for you. Go to SodaDietAndNutrition.com. That's SodaDietAndNutrition.com. Or you can pick up the phone and give them a call, 866-800-SOTA. That's 866-800-SODA. Join them for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. And Paulie, say it with me, Soda is state of the art. And it brings you our top 8 at 8 headlines here on the Fan Sports Network. Let's go get you everything that's trending in sports. And let's do it right now.
It's time for the top 8 at 8 on The Drive, the longest running sports talk show in town.
Paulie, let's start with Utah Tech baseball last night. On the local front, how about those Trailblazers? They go from the heartbreak city of losing a 14-inning game to Cal Baptist. They had a 7-5 lead in the 14th, couldn't hold it. Cal Bap hits a 3-run walk-off after they tied it. They score 5 runs in the 14th inning, and they win it 10-7. And you got to turn around. You got about 2.5, 3 hours between games while the other game plays. You got to get some food. You're kind of down. You just played basically 2 7-inning games. And now you've got to turn around, and it didn't start till after 8 o'clock last night. And you got to go 9 more full innings in an elimination game with Abilene Christian, a team you had just swept. And they got the job done. Got the job done. Huge win for Fate and the boys. How about a little Brock Roundy in the middle relief, coming in and doing a nice job? How about a Petey Soda home run that kind of sparked them when they were fighting to come back, when they were down 4-1? They end up winning this game 6-5. They will play this afternoon after the winners side of the bracket game, which will be Tarleton State and Cal Baptist. There are only 4 teams left. Those 2 teams are undefeated. And then you've got an elimination game for Utah Tech against Sacramento State at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. Roll, time. Blazers,
Big
roll!
Time. Yeah, they got to roll. They got to win. They got to stay alive. Sac State, a tough opponent. But if you look at the Spreads on DraftKings, Utah Tech a slight underdog, plus 105. Sacramento State coming back the other way, minus 125. So this should be a fight to the finish and a really good game for anyone that has time at 4 o'clock today. I will be tuned in.
Yeah. Other local headlines, Real Salt Lake, pre-World Cup schedule. Their final game is in Minnesota this Saturday. They're third in the West. Then they got about a 2-month break for the World Cup. Bees are at the Rainiers. They got back in the win column. They scored 6 runs in the 5th to beat the Rainiers 8-3. BYU lands a defensive lineman, Havili. The BYU football team, he's a 3-star defensive lineman. Mayamimo Havili announced his pledge to the Cougars. The local recruit plays at Granger High School, which is south of Salt Lake City. He chose BYU over offers from Alabama and Oregon.
Wow.
Among others.
Nice.
Also, Utah Tech Trailblazer basketball. They signed a Portland State transfer, Alex Dupree. So he was at Portland State, went in the portal, and they have signed him. He's a native of Los Angeles, played in 30 of Portland State's 31 games last season, 26 as a starter for the Big Sky regular season champ Vikings.
Wow.
One of 9 Vikings to average in double figures in minutes played. He played 15.4 minutes per game. 8th on the team with 3.2 points per game. Was 6th on the team in rebounding. Season high was 6 points. So a guard to come in, and they still have some roster spots available. It could be another month or two before they finish this recruiting class with this portal window now going on and on and on and on. And so many holes to fill from everybody that graduated or left in the portal last year for John Judkins and the Blazers.
Yeah, it's obviously a kind of a musical chairs type situation. Guys coming in, guys going out. We saw most of the team from last year go out to graduation, to the portal. So now the building process begins for Utah Tech and Coach Judkins. We saw a couple commitments. I believe we had another one from Valpo. I think he was Mark Brown,
Yep.
A Valpo guard. So he's getting some players and building the team his way for next season. I'm interested to see the finished product.
Of course, the heavy news today, the sad news today, if you have not heard, NASCAR's Kyle Busch has passed away at the age of 41. He's going to be known as a legendary NASCAR driver, but this is some shocking news. When I saw the news yesterday, I was like, I can't believe it. Are you kidding me? My son showed me the post on social media. We were actually in the middle of the Green Spring Men's Club Championship yesterday, and I was just like at a loss for words. I was like, oh my gosh, Rowdy Busch is gone. This is nuts.
Sad.
Rare talent, once in a lifetime type, once in a generation type driver, fierce, passionate, really skilled, cared about the sport, cared about the fans. He drove hard and would push the limits of the car. The family had posted earlier yesterday that he was hospitalized with severe illness. He was abruptly pulled from the 600, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte this weekend. The reports are no cause of death, but that he had passed out in a race simulator, and we know that he had asked for medical attention at Watkins Glen a couple of weeks ago. So this has obviously been some kind of ongoing illness, and I don't know, I don't know what septic. I don't know. I can only guess, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not a medical guy, so I hate to speculate. But this is sad news for NASCAR fans, and my heart goes out to Samantha and his 2 young kids. He's got a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, Paulie.
Yeah,
and that's what's really gut wrenching.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just really a whirlwind to absorb in a day. This was one of my grandpa's favorite drivers. He's a big NASCAR fan, always loved Busch. So it's a sad day for any Rowdy fan across the country. The Wild Thing, Rowdy. I mean, he had so many different nicknames, and love Kyle Busch as a driver, and he seems like a great guy, and gone too soon, to say the least.
Yeah, I saw him win races in person at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Met him. He signed autographs for my kid. I wasn't like a diehard Kyle Busch fan, but I always appreciated him, and he never bugged me like other people. Other people thought, well, he wrecked my driver, so they were always mad. But he rode you, and he raced you hard. There's no question, and he will be missed. The outpouring in North Carolina ahead of the 600. The reaction from other drivers, it is an ongoing situation with no cause of death yet to report. NFL news, Paulie. Your reaction to the Rams signing Stafford a 1 year up to $55 million. Could be up as much as $60 million with all the incentives in his 18th season.
Yeah.
Of course, he league leading, passed for 4,707 yards and 46 touchdowns last year. He's 38 years old.
Yeah.
And he's
still playing well.
Sixth in NFL history with 64,516 regular season passing yards.
Yeah, he definitely is one of the all-time passers. Earlier in his career, I would have called him a compiler until he won that first Super Bowl with the Rams. A lot of yards and touchdowns in Detroit for some empty calories, in my opinion. But in L.A., he's been one of the best in the sport with the receiving core they have, with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua of the past. Now Puka Nacua, of course, becoming a superstar. He's had good weapons, and he's taken advantage of it. And working with Sean McVay has been kind of a godsend for his career. I mean, where would he be if he was still in Detroit and Jared Goff was never flipped for him? Yeah. Would he still be mentioned as a first ballot Hall of Famer that he is now? So I wonder that a lot. He did great.
Yeah. Speaking of Detroit, the Lions declined the fifth-year option on Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
But then gave him a 4-year contract extension yesterday.
Sure.
And he made his first Pro Bowl this last season, had 176 total tackles, 5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. So nice payday there for Jack Campbell.
Good payday.
And he's locked up for Detroit for 4 more years.
The odds are out on the Big 12 champion for football.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got odds for the Big 12 champion. At the top of the list is Texas Tech at plus 110. With the Sorsby drama and who's going to be their quarterback, I kind of wonder why the odds so low for Texas Tech. But the number 2 odds in the Big 12 at plus 550 is BYU to win the Big 12 title this year.
Bear Bachmeier.
Brandon Sorsby and the gambling investigation could prove to be hot water for Texas Tech, and they might lose him. And when you look about all the guys coming back, All-American running back L.J. Martin, Satuala, the safety, and Isaiah Glasker, all 3 All-Americans coming back. So BYU returns a lot of production. I think they'll be in the mix, and at least the odds via FanDuel Sportsbook think that BYU's got the second best shot to win the title.
550
to
win the Big 12.
That's right.
Hey, look how far BYU football has come so quickly since joining the Big 12. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Anything else? I'll add one. The Bears did reaffirm they plan to leave Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson revealed the recent meetings took place between the Bears and Chicago's Corporation Council regarding the team's new Lakefront Stadium. The NFL team released a statement saying they have exhausted every opportunity to stay in Chicago. There isn't a viable site in the city. The Bears say their only sites under consideration are the Arlington Heights and the Hammond, Indiana area. The Bears add that any meetings between them and the city were limited to council engagement, and there were no conversations with team management. So that's not good if you want to go to downtown Chicago and have some Louis Malnati's or Giorno Pizza and watch a Bears game. You might have to get on a bus or a train to go to outskirts to watch the Bears play. I haven't been following that too closely. Have you?
Not really. I mean, all these new stadiums, it seems as if there's a new one popping up overnight every night. So I'll wait till it's done.
Those are your headlines. Top 8 at 8. It's a drive. Again, Utah Tech baseball today, 4 o'clock against Sac State on ESPN+. Rolls ears.
Yeah, that's right.
The big story, though, Kyle Busch passing away yesterday at the age of 41. All right, got to take a break. We're rolling through a Memorial Day weekend. Friday, oh, baby, Knights back in action in Colorado tonight. Paulie and I will break down Game 2 and preview that action. When we come back, show today brought to you by Zag. Protect it better. Get your phone protectors, the screen protectors that come with a lifetime warranty, the ones you put on your camera. So if you drop it, it protects your actual phone. If you ever do break your phone, they will fix your phone. Phone repairs. Mention our show. They'll give you $20 off any phone repairs. 2 St. George, 1 Cedar City. Zag location. Protect it better. Don't zig. Just zag. Back in a flash. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive. Thanks for locking us in, loading us up. Show today brought to you by our friends at Prime IV. Prime IV. Get on over there if you need an energy boost for Memorial Day weekend, or maybe book an appointment next week when you get back in town from your vacation. Always nice to get rejuvenated, recharged with one of their super powerful drips. Ladies love the glow, hair, skin, nails. They have one that helps you. They call it the Skinny. Helps you, metabolism and helps you lose weight. They have the Champion for all the athletes out there, the Myers Cocktail. If you maybe hit Vegas for the weekend, little hangover cure. They've got one for everything. Super powerful drips. PrimeIVSTG.com. Game 2 tonight out in Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
That's right.
Knights have the 1-0 lead in the series.
The public tonight doesn't love the Knights as they didn't in game one. 82% of the money line bets on DraftKings are on the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche, the -1.5, +1.5. 73% think Colorado's going to win by 2 tonight. And the over-under is split 55-45, 55% on the under 6.5, 45% on the over 6.5.
Wow.
Those are some of your betting statistics.
What was the over again?
6.5.
And you said the juice is on the over?
55% is on the under tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Well,
So,
it was 4-2. It hit 6 on the button.
If you believe and fade the public, 82% to 18 is quite the disparity, But a lot of people expecting the pushback tonight.
Well,
and there should be.
If you fade it,
Colorado played awful in the first 2 periods.
100%. The pressure is massive for game 2, right? The pressure is on Colorado now.
It is.
So the Knights can play loose, and we'll see what the moxie and the gut check looks like for the Avalanche after Vegas stole home ice with that 4-2 win in game 1. I mean, now it's a near must-win mode at Ball Arena. Is it Ball Arena now in Colorado?
It is.
What is Ball? What is
It's
this?
a mason jar company.
The Ball Arena. It's a mason jar company. Thank you, Paulie. And look,
You're welcome.
All eyes are going to be on whether star defenseman Cale Makar can return after he missed game 1. Now, Avalanche coach Jared Bednar said there's still no official update.
That's right.
But I think there's some belief from Colorado fans that regardless, they can clean up several mistakes from the opener, and it will write a different script tonight for the home team.
Yeah, he does not listed on DraftKings as an anytime goal scorer tonight, Cale Makar. So they're waiting for official word.
Is Stone?
Stone is not either.
Okay. All right.
So both guys presumably by the books because they want to take action on everybody if they can.
Sure.
So they are not going to put out any hurt players because they got to avoid those tickets and pay people back. So they normally don't put out players they don't think are going to play, even if they're questionable or close to it. So this is kind of an alarming sign if you want to see Stone or if you're an Avs fan and want to see Makar, they both could be out again tonight.
I mean, this is huge. The stakes could not be higher. This is a lot of people are saying this feels like the Stanley Cup championship, right?
Yeah.
And one of these teams goes home empty-handed. The other one goes on to play for the ultimate prize against either Colorado or Montreal. We know Montreal won, stole game 1 on the road, just like the Knights did in game 1. So how about both road teams in the East and the West winning in game 1?
Game 1, the easiest one to steal, though, I've always said. We're really not locked into the series yet. It was the tendencies of the other team. So I think game 2 more indicative of what you'll see from Colorado the rest of the series tonight.
Vegas and Colorado met a couple years ago in the second round of the playoffs, I believe, with Vegas advancing.
Mm-hmm.
So they haven't met a ton.
No.
But the Avalanche and Golden Knights went on back-to-back Stanley Cup champions in 22 and 23. They each had a cup, right? So Colorado won its 3rd cup, and Vegas got their first ever title. And now this time around, both rosters are deep, but do have some injuries, and it's win or bust. I mean, both these teams are built to win or bust this year, right?
The minute the Knights acquired Mitch Marner, it was Stanley Cup
what
or
about
bust
Colorado?
expectations.
Colorado made several moves at the deadline. They reacquired Kadri. Is it Kadri?
Nazem Kadri.
Nazem Kadri.
Mm-hmm. They also got Nicholas Waugh. So they made
got
some moves.
Brett Kulak.
Yeah, they made some moves,
They
but none
traded
of those
for him.
All those moves fall pale in comparison to the Marner move.
Well, but then the Knights acquired Rasmus Anderson in January before the deadline and added him to the 4th line with Nick Dowd and some other guys. They got Nick Dowd from Washington, didn't they? And Nick Dowd has actually been really solid on that 4th line.
He's a good grinder for sure. He knows his job and he does it well. So I liked the Nick Dowd move.
My point is it feels boom or bust, and these guys were both busy at the trade deadline, building for what they thought would be a deep run in the postseason, and that's proved to be the case.
Yeah.
And now they're head-to-head. Knights lead 1-0. Look, Mitch Marner leads the entire league in scoring, 18 points in the postseason. Jack Eichel is second with 15. As far as goals, McKinnon is third in points, is tied with Marner and several other players for third overall with 7 goals. He did not score in game 1.
Yeah, it's crazy that he is minus to score a goal. I still think that's insane. I don't care how many you score in the regular season. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's going to get some shots.
Playoff goals are hard to get.
Yeah.
And he's minus 105 to score. I mean, that just, I don't know. Didn't score game 1, though, so.
The Knights, of course, top 2 scorers in the playoffs have been Skorofiev, Pavel Dorofiev. He's got 10 after another goal the other night in game 1. And Brett Houghton has 9 after he scored a goal in game 1.
Marner's not far behind.
Yeah, I mean, Marner's probably been the biggest surprise for Vegas. The same player who had the reputation of disappearing in big games, and now that mantra, we've lifted that mantra. Can we put that to bed?
Put that to bed, I think. Yeah, he's played really well this postseason. It was really probably just a Toronto thing with Marner.
The past
surrounded around the right players and the right supporting cast. He's a great playoff player, it appears.
Yeah. I mean, the Avalanche have played less postseason games. They played just 9 and then 10 in game 1. They played 10 postseason games. They swept the Kings, and then they knocked out the Minnesota Wild in 5. Mm-hmm. And Hooper can get that they were down 3-1 late in the period to Minnesota, and then they scored a bunch of times in the last 3 minutes of regulation, went in to win it in overtime. That was kind of where we saw, okay, Colorado's here to party.
Yeah.
In that game against Minnesota. You know the game I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, look, it was a nice in 6 clinch for the Knights over the Mammoth, and then they took care of the Ducks in 6. It's nice to have Carter Hart healthy. He's been unbelievable. It's nice to have William Karlsson back. But again, without Cale Makar for Colorado and without Mark Stone playing tonight for Vegas, you are a little bit still shorthanded in the injury report. And we'll have to wait and see if and when those guys can return to action. We probably won't get any updates till after morning skate, a little bit later, midday, is my guess, Paulie.
Yeah.
As to who's on the ice and who's not. You do have to make media availability after morning skate, so we should at least find out if Makar skates or if Stone skates. The reports were he did make the trip to Colorado, speaking of Stone, and he did spend a little bit of time on the ice, but no matter what the injury is, it doesn't look good, and he's going to have to play through it if and when he can come back. And I'm not sure if and when Stone is coming back. You think he's out longer than quicker. You think he's further away. Do you think both these teams would like I guess my thought is maybe Makar gets rushed back into action because the Knights took game 1, where now the Knights probably don't play Stone even if they were thinking about it, because now they know they got 3 more days before Sunday's game. And they can give him, today, tomorrow, and most of Sunday off and maybe he can make his debut in the series at the Fortress in Game 3 Sunday night. That's my thought on Stone.
Let's see.
If he were to return, I would guess it would not be till Sunday.
Yeah, I would think that they'd give him another day off.
Well, especially since you won Game 1 and you've stolen home ice away regardless, right? That's. I mean, if Stone wants to go and he says to the coach, Torts, and the training staff, like, I'm good, I feel great, sure, go. But if he's like, it's still bothering me a little bit, maybe you hold him back for another game and get him that much closer to being a little bit crisper.
Evan Rawal, who's the Avalanche beat reporter for the Denver Gazette, said there's no update. This was 18 hours ago yesterday. No update on Cale Makar. Coach Bednar said, quote, "We'll see what tomorrow brings."
Yeah, so he get on the ice tomorrow? He didn't yesterday.
Tomorrow, see what tomorrow brings is kind of a cryptic type statement. I don't think Makar is going to play in Game 2, but we'll see.
We will.
And it's a big infusion to the lineup. I mean, he was on the Canadian national team. He was one of the best defensemen in the NHL, a Norris Trophy finalist. The guy knows how to pass people open. He's got a wicked shot. I mean, he's just a really good defenseman, puck-moving defenseman at the epitome of it. So we'll see what that brings with him. I don't think Stone or Makar are going to play tonight, to be honest.
The money keeps pouring in on Colorado. Yesterday it was like minus 195. It's all the way up to minus 210 now on the Avalanche.
People are expecting the pushback.
Knights are plus 176, plus 177, right in that range, depending on where you shop.
But it doesn't matter about the odds, because we've seen the Canadiens were plus 180 last night, money line.
Yeah.
And they won 6-2. So
true.
Anything can happen on a one game basis in hockey. So
the series price now, if you like Colorado before the series started,
now's the time.
They're minus 135 right now. Knights are plus 115.
Yeah.
So you can get really good odds. If you like the Knights, you should have bet them before the series in the game one win because they were like plus 165, and now they're way down there.
Yeah. Some of the point producers tonight, the lines on the points, 2+ points for McKinnon, minus 125, 2+ for Natchez, plus 150. Then a couple Knights round out the top 5. Mitch Marner, 2+ points, plus 165. And Jack, 2+ points, plus 165. Those are your top 4 point producers based on the odds.
Let's go over with Paul here. Over or under 1.5 total points tonight, Mitch Marner. Ooh, he froze him right out of the gate. I just froze him like a puck stuck in the glass.
I think I'd probably go under on.
He had 1 point in game one assist. I mean, he has to have a goal and assist or 2 assists or 2 goals, right? You goal and assist, you get a point for each.
I don't think he gets 2. If I were to take a night tonight for 2 points or 1.5 over, I'd go Jack. I'm going to go do theory here for Jack Eichel. I think he needs to have a big night for the Knights to win this game. So.
The over 1.5 for Eichel is plus 165.
Yeah, that's what DraftKings has as well. And Jack on the season, our playoff points per game, 1.22. So he's a little under that 2 points, of course, but I think tonight he needs to play big.
How about Pavel Dorofeyev over 0.5 point goals and assists, minus 128 for Scorofeyev?
Yeah, you don't get many assists from Pavel, so you're looking for the goal there. You might as well just play goal if you're going to play the 1+ point
and
for Pavel.
And Pavel on the anytime goal score is plus 195, so you're probably
Much
right.
better odds.
Play that instead of the over 0.5
because
point.
he's not really an assist guy.
No, that's
not
Marner
really
and
his
Eichel.
job.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yep. All right, other anytime goals. How about
anytime goals?
Brett Howden plus 290. Would you take a flyer there?
Yeah, 300 on DraftKings. I think he is a good chance to score
again.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could do it again. I like Barbashev at 380. You were talking about that a little while ago. What about Wild Bill? I mean, he hasn't scored yet, but plus 450 on Wild Bill.
He did have that breakaway, and it was in the Duck series, 1-on-1, and he tried to duke and geek him, and he got stopped. But he's been close a couple times. That one kind of resonates with me. Plus 450.
Plus
so you're almost
450.
Yeah, you know, $10 wins you almost $50 there. $100 wins you almost $500 there. If you think Bill will score, I love Wild Bill.
And then
I think that's what the Flyer tonight. And I do agree with you after watching Wedgwood, the goalie for the Avalanche. He is scorable on. He is not. I know his goals against this year was a league low. But watching the 4 goals go through the net in game one, the Knights got to him, and he didn't really impress me. The better goalie, the hotter goalie, is with the VGK right now, Carter Hart. I think one of the sneakiest bets in game one is also going to be really sneaky in game two tonight, and that is Carter Hart saves. I would take whatever the over is.
28.5.
So it was 27.5 in game one, and he stopped, 34?
Yeah, they bumped it up one shot.
They bumped it up one shot. But don't you think the Avalanche are going to throw a lot of pucks on the net against him? Especially
if I were making a parlay, I would put that in it. I would put the Carter Hart 28.5 over saves, because that's juice to the over. It's minus 140. So, lower number, but worse odds. But I think it is. If you're doing a parlay on this game, that'd be a good one to insert in there.
Carter Hart has been, I mean, how do you categorize how good Carter Hart has been? Can you put it into perspective, like how good Carter Hart has been?
He's been amazing. I think he's been the best goalie in the playoffs.
Has he been a team MVP of the post? If they beat the Avalanche, they go on to win a Stanley Cup. He's got to be the MVP, doesn't he, of the team?
I think so.
Unless, there's hat tricks, a couple hat tricks from Marner or Jack or something, or Scorofeyev. I mean, guys that have really produced so far in the playoffs have been Howden, Scorofeyev, and obviously Mitch Marner.
I've made a parlay for the Knights fans tonight. We're going to go Jack Eichel, 2+ points, plus 165. Carter Hart, over 28.5 total saves. And the Knights, plus 1.5, minus 155 on that. All three of those add up to a plus 375 parlay. 2 points, 28.5 saves, and the Knights plus 1.5. You're about to go here soon, so we might as well do picks. I don't think the Knights win tonight, frankly. That's why I'm going with the plus 1.5. Had a really good vibe they would win game 1, but I feel like Colorado is angry. You could see McCarr back. They could be being vague about his availability for tonight. If he's back, that's a huge factor. I think Colorado wins this game 4-3 tonight. Over, but still not enough for the Knights.
I want to disagree with you because I feel like, the Knights proved that they are a good matchup. Their experience rang out. They've got the better goalie. They've got plenty of talent even with Mark Stone out. McCarr not going again tonight makes me really think the Knights can take a commanding 2-0 lead. But I remember games 2 in the Fortress against the Mammoth and Ducks. They lost both of the game 2s. Game 2s have not went well for the VGK.
Yeah.
They've taken a 1-0 series in all 3 postseason series they played in, and they've lost 2 game 2s. Is that a trend, or do they get that monkey off their back? I'm not quite so sure tonight. I can assuredly go big on the Knights. So I would. That's why I'm looking at like the total or some of these other prop bets, because I don't have a gut feeling on the game itself. If I were to play it just for funsies, just because you're a Knights fan, I would put $10 on the Knights at plus 177 and try to win, 1777.
Yeah.
Just for fun to watch the game.
Sure.
But I wouldn't put more than $10 on that game. Knights, Avalanche, 6 o'clock. Is it TNT tonight, or does ESPN have the game tonight?
Good question.
They switched the networks up on me, and I never know. And I always have to
like
look.
doing that.
I know.
They like to do that.
Mean, everybody wants in on the sports world now. Even Netflix and Amazon Prime and Apple TV. Everybody wants in on a little piece of the sports pie, so
Looks
to
like
speak.
it's ESPN tonight.
So
6 o'clock.
And who did we have? It wasn't with Schusen. It was Dan
Schulman.
It was Schulman.
Yeah,
who I love.
I like him for basketball. He's okay for hockey.
You like Wischusen better?
I don't love Wischusen. I really don't like any of ESPN's guys for
on
play-by-play.
the hockey.
Yeah, I don't. I loved NBC's guys. They did a great
I
job.
like Kenny Albert.
Kenny's a TNT guy.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
ESPN.
he's the guy that you kind of love just because of that voice, and you're really familiar with him from other sports,
football and other things. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, great job, Paulie. Will take you home. I got day 2 of the club championship. I got a 9 o'clock tee time this morning because I played so bad yesterday. But if you want to play golf and get out and play, there's a brand new Rev Golf Tour here in St. George, and the summer season, 8 weeks, is firing up next month in June. It's a great time to join a golf tour as an amateur. They'll flight you based on your scores. They'll put you in an A flight, B flight, C flight, D flight, so you're playing against similar handicaps, players of your own caliber. If you go to therevstg.com, therevstg.com, you can get all the details. They play, all the local courses. They rotate around town. You got a week to play and get your score in. There's a live leaderboard. It calculates your handicap as you enter scores and play. All you have to do is sign up. And it gives you an excuse to once a week get out and play some golf, meet some new friends, and have some fun. And compete. Get those competitive juices flowing. That's what I love. I'm not playing Sea League basketball anymore, Sea League softball, flag football. Every once in a while I'll pick up a pickleball paddle, and I love the game of golf. And if you're like me, you want to get the competitive juices flowing. That's why I joined the Rev Golf Tour. You can too. The Summer League is now forming. They're taking entries, and we got a deal for our listeners. If you go to therevstg.com, therevstg.com, use FAN50 is the promo code, FAN, FAN50. You'll get $50 off, and your 1-year membership is knocked down to just $249. $249. That gives you a whole year in the league, the scoreboard, everything. If you qualify for regionals or nationals, you don't have to pay entry fees. The league will pay that for you. So there's a lot of cool incentives, and then you just play every week. 435-414-6263 if you have questions, or go to therevstg.com. Paul, I'll have the final segment. I'll see you guys all on Tuesday. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Back in a flash.
Back live here from the Finlay Hyundai Studios, riding it out to the final minute of the show today. No Double D's headed out to a golf tournament, but we're going to continue the Knights talk here on the Fan as, man, what a big game it is tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. Up 1-0 in the series. They had a commanding 3-0 lead, surrendered some goals late, but won 4-2 in the game one thriller that was. And now they shift their sights to game two to try and take a 2-0 commanding lead going back to Vegas. Sunday and Tuesday will be crazy at T-Mobile Arena. And it could be, looking at a 2-0 lead and maybe trying to dust it off and maybe get a gentleman's sweep, a 6-game series in, possibly if you're able to win tonight. But for me, I am going to ride the Avalanche tonight. I think they do push back with all the talent they have. Wedgwood, we've talked about throughout the week, is the one weak spot in the Avalanche lineup, I think. Despite having the 2.02 goals against average throughout the regular season, one of the top goalies throughout the regular season, it was a high-flying President's Trophy winning team, the Avalanche were. He was playing in front of some great offensive firepower throughout the entire year and a little less pressure when you're up 3-1, 4-2, 4-0, 3-0, whatever. The Avalanche just dominated this season in the regular season. So, will that continue tonight? When you look at the odds for the goal scorers given to us from DraftKings Sportsbook here, Nathan McKinnon, -105 anytime goal scorer. Martin H's, +155 anytime goal scorer. Gabriel Landeskog, +220 anytime goal scorer. And then you have two Knights, Pavel Dorofeev, +220, and Jack Eichel, +225. So they're expecting three of the Avalanche big guns to have big games tonight and theoretically have the shortest odds to score. So this will have to be another game where Carter Hart stands tall, but in the crease, in the blue paint. He needs to be elite. And he has been throughout much of the postseason. He has been one of the factors in denying teams, the Mammoth, the Ducks, big wins in overtime, that double OT game in Vegas against the Mammoth where he was stood tall numerous times. I think Carter Hart's a big X factor tonight because you can't win if you can't score. And he's been the best goaltender throughout this Stanley Cup playoffs on either side, Eastern or Western Conference. It's been apparent to me that he is part of this team going forward, and this could be the end of Adin Hill in Vegas. But that's the topic for the offseason. But Carter Hart has been a stud. And I think it's time for Jack, was kind of briefly mentioning last segment. Jack needs to have a big game for the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. You know, one goal throughout this entire playoffs. The assists have been, the apples have been heavy. I mean, he's been an assist guy throughout the entire playoffs, but sometimes you need your highest paid player, your superstar, to score. You need Jack Eichel to light the lamp tonight. He is a bet I would probably take interest in at +225 on DraftKings. I think he does score tonight. His scoring touch hasn't been there throughout most of the playoffs, but I think tonight when they need him, I think Jack will play big for the Vegas Golden Knights. And then, you know, what has been the X factor throughout the entire playoffs was Mitch Marner. Was he going to be the same Mitch Marner we saw in Toronto for years? The answer to that question is no. He's become one of the top playoff players on the Knights, the top point producer, assists and goals, of course, and he has been a stud. I mean, he looks comfortable out there. He looks free. He looks like he's just playing his game. That goal he scored against the Ducks where he spun around 180 and tucked it in was one of the nicest playoff goals I've ever seen. So he needs to play big tonight. Marner, Eichel, no Stone. So those are your guys. Those are your big guns. Those are the guys you need to play big when the moment's the brightest. And I think they will. But I still believe the Avalanche will push back tonight 4-3 in the final. I think it goes over. I think McKinnon gets his -105 goal. I think that Wedgwood plays a better game. He played them out of the game one. He went down 3-0 in them. You know, it was like, wow, we got to fight back at pretty much climb a mountaintop to make this game even close. So that's where I kind of stand with the Knights Avs tonight. I kind of feel an Avs win 4-3. McKinnon scores. Jack and Mitch play big games, but it's just not enough for the VGK, and we go back 1-1 to Vegas. Give us a text on the text line what you think tonight, 435-990-9950. Give us a score, a winner, maybe a goal scorer if you feel like it, because this is a big game. I mean, soon people are going to be wanting these games bad when they're gone, because soon we're going to be just MLB baseball throughout the summer, some golf tournaments sprinkled in here and there. But this is the climax of the NHL game right now, right in the playoffs. Two of the best teams in the league going at it, with stealing game one for the Vegas Golden Knights as a big underdog. So will Colorado come back tonight? Will they clap back, as some of us say on this show? Will they? Because if they don't, I'm here to tell you, 2-0 going back to Vegas, win one of the next two, go up 3-1 and kind of coast to the final. That would be tough for Colorado after having a President's Trophy winning season. They were the best team in hockey all year long. But right now, Vegas is showing the chinks in the armor for the Avalanche, and I think that is an ongoing theme we're going to have to watch throughout this series, is Scott Wedgwood. Great regular season goaltender, but it's not about being a great regular season goaltender. It's about who's hot, who's ready to play, who's dialed in, And right now, the guy on the other side of the ice in the other blue paint is more locked in Carter Hart. Will Carter Hart steal this game for the Knights? There's always an element of a goalie game. You know, I remember the Capitals when I was like 14 years old, won the President's Trophy, played the Montreal Canadiens, the 1-8 matchup in the first round. Yaroslav Halak had a 52 save game and beat the Caps with the most highly powered offense I can remember. That can happen. Carter Hart can steal a game. He can absolutely steal it for the Knights tonight. They just need a couple goals for him, and then he can stand on his head, provide great backstop for this team, and there's a real shot they could win. But I just am not in the belief tonight. I'm more in the belief that Colorado pushes back. This is a finely tuned elite team that's missing their key defenseman. If they get him back, too, that's a big saving grace for the Colorado Avalanche. They look like a totally different team on the blue line without Cale Makar the other night. So the stage is set. 6 o'clock, ESPN, about 6:10 puck drop after the national anthem. You'll see the Knights and the Avalanche converge on the ice for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. And I'm here to tell you, I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go for tonight. We got a big slate of college baseball. Utah Tech against Sacramento State today as well. So it's a great sports Friday. I'm feeling it today in the Findlay Hyundai Studios as getting ready to go for the day. So, it's been a fun show. We talked a lot of stuff today. We talked the Knicks and Cavs. We talked the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. We talked a lot of stuff throughout the duration of the show today. But to leave today with the biggest games being Utah Tech, Sacramento State, and of course, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. That is going to be quite the game for us tonight, as it's been fun covering this team all season long, because the Knights Mammoth series was awesome. We got a little taste of the future with the Mammoth and the present with the Knights as they've advanced and they've moved on to the Western Conference Finals. But this is the chance. Go up 2-0. You're never looking back the rest of the series in my mind. So Vegas Golden Knights got to play big tonight. Carter Hart got to be big in net, and we got to see a great game from the Knights, because Colorado's going to bring it tonight. I can tell you that. All right. Well, today's show, in summary, we hit on a lot of the big playoff topics. Utah Tech baseball, the passing of Kyle Busch, real sad, dies at the age of 44. Just so many sports storylines. The big weekend coming. We will have no show on Monday. We'll see on Tuesday. But until then, it's been out of the Findlay Hyundai Studios every single day. Findlay Hyundai, proud sponsor of the studio here and the show, as well as Coral Canyon Golf Course. Get out and play. Great course. It's dialed in. Marco, the club pro over there, does a great job maintaining and making sure that course is manicured. Every inch is covered. And we're having the Utah State long drive out there. Coral Canyon Golf Course, proud sponsor of the drive. As well as Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health, reclaim your game. Free testosterone testing over there at Game Day Men's Health, as well as the Summer Shred package, the Samoralin, the GLP weight loss stuff. They do it all over there at Game Day Men's Health. So give them a look, give them a shout, as well as Prime IV, PrimeIVSTG.com. Always go take a look at what they've got over there. I might need to head in for the Myers cocktail soon. Little allergies going right now. I remember the zero gravity massaging chairs. The whole experience at Prime IV is top tier. So if you're not feeling a little under the weather, you need a little gusto, a little energy, go see them over there at Prime IV. So for everyone that is checking out the Knights tonight, go Knights, go. We need to see a big effort from the boys in gold, but it is going to be a fun night of sports and into the weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. Enjoy your nice long weekend. We will see you on, Tuesday. Will be the first show back for the whole crew. Tara, Devin, Paul, we'll all be in studio come Tuesday. Everyone enjoy the weekend. Have a safe Memorial Day holiday. We'll see you Tuesday.